Oh yes, oh yes, oh yes. We're definitely back in your screens, and we're definitely back again. Like we radio Zen. I don't know if Menir on the other side of town can hear me, but I can definitely hear him. Hello, Menir. How are you doing this afternoon?
Well, I'm doing fine. Thank you for having me.
Oh, thank you, thank you, thank you so much for also honoring our invite. And if you didn't know, now you know. Definitely, you're still tuned into the invasion. Myself, Emma, I was KY, Miss Keke. And I am not alone. Definitely, I am with the one and the only acting. In fact, I'm invaded by the acting youth manager, Yase BCM. And we're going to be in conversation with him, Namhlanje, regarding, in fact, hashtag SA elections, hashtag register to vote, and hashtag voter registration weekend. We're talking everything voting, and most importantly, we're talking everything us encouraging the youth to vote. Could you kindly just tell us and in fact about yourself and Ungubani Wapi? What are you currently doing?
All right. Thank you very much. Firstly, let me greet you and greet your listeners at home. My name is Salizwa Kotobe. I'm the young person who's currently the acting youth manager for Buffalo City Metropolitan Municipality. I am
Yes.
an activist and social activist that believes in the transformation agenda and also wants to see our society being transformed so that it can be a better world for all of us. That's me.
All right, all right. I think there is a bit of a technical glitch, but like you have definitely introduced yourself. Siyabulela kakhulu, but Salizwa, for actually honoring once more again our invite and joining us into bana sikhe siqhube mani sibe nenkqubela phambili into also changing our country and changing the status quo. And the only way we can definitely do that is by voting. But singamoshanga xesha lithile nelitheni, I really want us to delve deep into it and actually more, in fact, and highlight the overall importance of a vote. We know in the Banake we're approaching a weekend where I think on Gomso and also the 4th, which is the Sunday, we're open for registration your vote. And Yafuna Manuke Umdonga yazi yohlele ekhaya who really does not see any point of actually voting. I want you to highlight and actually tell us more about the importance of a vote and what it can possibly do in our society.
All right. Thank you very much once again.
Mm.
The importance of voting in our lifetime currently, as you would know, that in South Africa we are a country that is having a history of being oppressed, whereby the black majority was not able to vote in the previous years before 1994. After that, your people like your President Nelson Mandela, your Oliver Tambo, and Walter Sisulu made sure and went to prison for about 20 years in trying to get this right, in fighting for that every man in South Africa can be able to go and vote. Now, why is it so
Mhm.
important for us or those people that were fighting ukuze into ebalulekileyo kuyo yonke loo nto uba ukuvota? It gives you a say on important issues that affects you as a human being and as a member of the society, such as
Mm.
your very typical thing, if we can make it on a small scale, which is your cycling, education, and climate change, and housing and and employment that is in as a country now. It also gives a choice to vote for your local and national representation. As you would know that abantu basoloko bekhala on a daily basis that urhulumente akasiphathanga kakuhle, siyi-country izinto i-unemployment inkulu, graduates ziye esikolweni and they are not able to get employment after going to school. Then i-voting yakho iyakwazi ukubeka kwindawo yobana ilungelo lakho lovota likubeke kwindawo yoba utshintshe i-status quo in order for you to
Yeah.
be able to vote for the representation or representative that are going to push the agenda le wena ubawo loyibona itshintshile South Africa. It also
Mm.
helps you to protect the democracy. As you would know, I've alluded when I started that i-democracy lilungelo lakho as umntu.
Mhm.
I-democracy le nto yayilwelwe ngabatata uMandela notata uSisulu. So by
Yes.
voting, you are also protecting the democracy as well. And as you would know that another important thing is that kukho abantu into abayilibalayo apha eSouth Africa, that every vote matters. What people do is that bayacingela uba mna yam ivote ayimetharishe as umntu noba kutheni, noba
Mm,
ndingavoti noba ndingavoti. So
yeah,
xa uvota ivote yakho iyabala, whether we like
yeah,
it or not. So everyone's vote matters. And also the importance of voting as South African, it also shapes the social agendas of our country. There are many
yes,
social issues that are affected by elections, including not limited to marriage, reproductive rights, capital punishment, freedom of speech, your religion, your social issues that are affecting each and everyone, including the laws ezisiphila kuzo in our country. Abantu
mm-hmm,
abathatha decision kwindlu yomthetho are politicians that are being voted by us. And also it
yeah,
shapes the economy. You would know that our economy, kuyakhalwa ngayo ngoku that South Africa it's not having sufficient budget to cater for each and everyone to go and work and do all other social ill things. So while voting and voting for the representation or the party that you think it can be able to come up with a transformation agenda within our society, ivote yakho iyaqhubelekisa ithi le ikhoyo mayiqhubeke i-status quo, okanye le
yeah,
uba ulibe khona, it can change. And it also, by voting uyakwazi ukuthi ubeka i-leaders that you have voted for accountable. As you know that
mm,
part and parcel of the things esinayo eSouth Africa now, it's accountability with our leaders. Abantu benzana
yeah.
kanjani na? And by voting your government, ubabeka into power, ubana iclaim ukuthi we voted for you. Now, if names are wrong, we can be able to take you out as well. So those are some of the important issues in this highlight layer as layer for us to vote.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much.
Thank
And
you.
I think from that, I did pick up in the again. Basically, by you voting, it's you definitely wanting to have a say in what actually goes on, even within a country, to amongst other things that you did mention, having a say even within the constitution, how it's set up, and also who actually kubana zothatha isihlalo, so lawulo nguwe umntu ovotayo, and who actually votes that person in. I'm very happy and glad, but you were able to actually highlight and mention those things. I think whoever is listening and also watching us now has a much clearer, I guess, vision. Why does one need to vote? And I want to now know into gubani mhlam umuntu uhleli ekhaya and actually is wondering, especially in the like in rural areas and stuff like that. Abantu don't really know who is eligible to vote and who is not. So I want you to maybe take us through that. Ngubani onokwazi uvota, ngubani ongenakwazi uvota, okanye ukhona na even if umuntu ongenokwazi uvota.
All right, thank you very much once again. Umntu that is eligible to vote in South Africa is a South African citizen and
Yes.
must be above or 18 years old. 18 years up to infinity, that person is eligible to vote. You must have a South African ID in order for you to be able to vote. And you must be a registered voter in order for you to
Yes.
be able to vote. And how do you register? You register through, as you know, that there's online system that is there. And also tomorrow, it's one of the big days, a scenario whereby it's the last opportunity for us as South Africans to go gather into one place that the IEC has made for us to be able to register. So basically, you must be above 18 years old. You must be a South African citizen. Then you'll be able to participate in voting. Thank you.
I think it's as long as you're within age your voter, which is 18 and above, because even if ugutamkhulu mhlambi he is 90 something, he's still eligible to vote. Ayithi lonto because emdala akakwazi uvota. Ayithi lonto because mhlambi umncinci, you feel like you're still a teenager, you're 18, you can't vote. Lando iti, as long as you're 18 years of age and to infinity, you're very much eligible to vote. And also ube South African ID. And ndiyafuna uyazi ke ngoku ndilibanjwa mhlambi ndisetrongweni or else ndisesibhedlela, am I still eligible to vote? Okanye does also the IEC cater for such people in terms of like being able to vote?
Yes, thank you very much. What you have just asked is one of the important questions. I mean, our people within the space of our country, ezo zinto ezimila bunje, zizinto ezingavelelwayo. And some
Mm.
people, just because they happen to be found on the other side of the law, being in prison, and some of them babe begula behleli esibhedlela, banga understand
Mhm.
that voting is still part of their democratical right.
Mm.
According to IEC, which is the agency that is responsible for elections and the one that is coordinating elections across South Africa. It has catered for such people, the ones that are in prison and the ones that are in hospital, through what you call a special vote. I'm not sure if I'm
Mhm.
still audible enough on your side.
Yes,
Through
you
what
are.
you
Yes,
call
you
a
are. Yes.
special vote, if that person wants to go and vote or wants to vote, IEC do come to you wherever you
Mm.
are, but you must apply for special vote in order for you to be able to get such privilege. I mean, we're living in a
Yeah.
democratic country. Everyone is allowed to exercise his or her own democratical right. Thank you.
Yes, yes, yes. Oh, I love the fact that wonke umuntu ke Butinana is very much included, and no one is definitely left out of voting. That is why I guess it's very much encouraged for us uba siyovote, especially the young people. And I'm glad that we actually have a young person who is a youth manager who is with us namhlanje to actually even encourage abantu abalingana nathi, people within our age group. I mean, young people, the youth of South Africa, to actually have a vote, because we are the future of this country, and I think it's very vital and important for us to have a say. And ndiyafuna mani before siyivale into yobana ukhe uphose a word of encouragement to even the youth out there, because asiphangeli, ininzi into eyenzekayo within our country that therefore leads us to even being discouraged, because feeling at why do I need to vote when I'm not working? Why do I need to vote when such and such is happening? So umntu feeling at, in fact, it's pointless for me to vote if because I feel like afikele kulaa point whereby as long as yena mhlawumbi needs zakhe, personal needs, are not being served, are feeling at, in fact, ndiphumile ndizikhuphile. So I want you to throw in a word of encouragement to those people, in as much as they're not necessarily bechamla in their own personal spaces or personal journeys, but it can still help out a lot of other young people and a lot of other people, South African citizens out there. So ndiyalifuna man elalizwi lenkuthazo to actually encourage young people to vote as a youth manager of BCM.
All right. Thanks once again. To all young people out there who are listening and watching us live from Buffalo City and all other places that you are watching us from.
Yes.
Tomorrow it's a date for registration. It
Yes.
is the elections or the voting starts at the registration. I know very well that many people are discouraged in terms of how things are being run in the country. How is it being run? Some of them,
Mhm.
as you have highlighted, that they don't have jobs, and some of them have lost hope in even anything that has to do with government and being active. You know, as young people of this country, it's us who constitute the majority. We are the majority in terms of the statistics of South Africa. All old people or old guards that we see today who are at parliament, legislatures, and our councils at local government
Yes.
are old people that we as young people happen to be ngaphezu kwabo in terms of the statistics. Now, it's very quite important that all young people should exercise that right. It's us who are facing poverty on the ground. It's us who go to schools in higher institution of learnings and come back again and sit with the same degrees and diplomas that we had acquired from universities. It's us who
Mm.
are facing unemployment and poverty and all these social ills, your HIV and AIDS and drugs abuse. So, in order
Yes.
for us now, it's still going to be us, sorry, who are going to change the status quo of this country. It's still going to be us who are going to go out in numbers if we see that all of these things that are taking place within our society and we're not comfortable with, sihambe sithathe inxaxheba yohamba siyovota, siyobhalisela uvota ngonweni lwethu.
Yes.
Sizawuyenza njani ke loo nto ngobunintsi bethu? Kokubana zonke iindawo esihlala kuzo sonwaba kuzo nezibumila bunje apha whereby we happen to get i-platform yoba sikwazi uengagana, sizithathe serious, sithathe amapasi ethu, ii-ID zethu, siyobhalisela uvota so that we can be able to change i-status quo secountry yethu, so that i-country yethu can be the place esibawela ibe yiyo. Rather than that, we won't be able to change anything within our country. Sizawuhlala sikhalazela izinto ezingahambi kakuhle. Tomorrow and Sunday, it is the day for the registration. Let's go out. It won't be even a long process. It's just going to take about 5 minutes. Take your ID, go and register. You can even register online. There's a link that the IC has provided for us, because now we are moving towards what you call a 4IR. So all things, at least now, are going to be
easier.
Yes, easier for us. So it's we can change this whole way, and we can change our situation if favors as young people, so that we get rid of the whole corrupt government. We can get rid of the whole all of these social illness that are facing us as young people. We can be able to even have a say in a budget that speaks to creating opportunities and coming up with the developments within our country. So by those words, all young people of the metro and of the country who are watching us, tomorrow let's take that responsibility and go and register, so that we can go and vote for your own political party of your choice that you feel as if it 30 cents towards achieving the youth development within our country. Thank you.
Oh, thank you so much. Thank you so much, Mr. Kotobe. I do think that uyike yonke and ithanda ke xa usithi go and vote for a political party over ingathi ihambiselana nomuntu onguye, and also izawuhambiselana nalento ufuna yenzeke in the country. And also watching us is definitely ubudbonani Oscar Maphini. Uthi ke yena he is watching live from Cape Town but ikhaya lakhe lisePort St Johns. Every vote makes an impact. Uthi masiyeni into zakuthi, and also saluting the invasion being a great show, and also saluting the lady of the house right about now, and definitely siyabulela kakhulu Mr. Kotobe. And ndiyafuna nje okokugqibela to give us a bit of the details in terms of like you did mention that we can register online and also see it to our nearest IEC stations, I guess, into yobana sikwazi ukuya sikwazi uregisterisha for voting. Ndiyafuna uyazi into yobana ke if you happen to take the online route, what is it that you can do? Do you go on Google? Is there a certain link, or wenza njani?
All right. Once again, for the online, you can go to Google and Google IEC online registration. Izakuxelela iziteps about that. You first need to brief your detail, you give your details, and the last stage will be for you to upload the ID. It's a very simple exercise. It doesn't require you to have an IT knowledge. It's just a small exercise like chatting on WhatsApp and all other social platforms. You just enter there, iguide ngokwayiba ngoku, ufake i-address. After address, ikunika automatically the places where you are going to vote based on your address. So it's a very simple thing. Young people should also explore that opportunity, and all other people that can go to voters district VTs tomorrow and go and do that exercise.
Oh, thank you so much, Mr. Kotobe. And also, I do think that if I got it right, tomorrow, which is the Saturday, the 3rd of February, and also Sunday, the 4th of February, are the 2 days that were actually given in Dobana Sikwazi to go to our nearest voting stations to register, and also we can easily go online as well. I do think that I've got that right.
Yes.
Otherwise, thank you so much, Mr. Kotobe. That was definitely the youth, in fact, acting youth manager of EPCM. Encouraging how important it is for us to vote. Otherwise, thank you so much. Have a great afternoon going further, Mr. Kotobe. And yes.
Well, thank you so much. Thank you for having me as well. I'm a huge fan of this radio. So it's actually a pleasure for me being here as well. Thank
Thank you
you.
so much, Minir. Thank you so much. Like I said, definitely that was Mr. Salizwa Kotobe, who is the acting youth manager of BCM. And ke kukuthi ke oko sibamba ngazo zozibini kubantu abafana naye that are out there to actually encourage us into doing the right thing. And we know into doing the right thing is registering to vote. That's where it starts. And it is exactly 10 minutes after the hour of 2 o'clock. For now, definitely stay tuned into the invasion because the show is going on. It's just a live